Caught me. It's lunchtime with Southern Maryland Divers, your favorite dive master John here. And I guess I was dreaming about going to Curacao, one of the trips we have planned for July. And yeah, it's still on as far as I know, and I'm planning on going. Well, and part of today I thought I would think about getting ready to pack. What do you pack for a blue water dive? What do I pack for a blue water dive? I thought I would go over that with you guys. So why don't we do that? Let's go over it and I'll show you what I pack. So come on, let's go do that. And it's a lot of fun to stop and just consider this. And oh, by the way, if you notice, both my hands are free. So again, I have my lovely assistant Kathy helping me with this. So if you do a shout out for my my lovely bride of 47 years, yeah, she's put up with me for this long without killing me. So I'm doing something right, I think. Okay, let's go. So you need a dive bag is what you need, a travel bag. And we sell these at the shop. We sell variations of this at the shop. Different sizes, different ones. We have them on sale right now. Some of them as much as 50% off. And if you don't see what you like, we have a number of them that we can order for you. One of the things I do with mine is make sure, if you notice, this has got the little tag on it from the shipping people from the airport. Always make sure you clear all this stuff off whenever you get to your destination. Go over your bags, make sure all that stuff is off, because what you don't want your bags to go to the wrong destination again, okay? Trust me, on this, you don't want lost luggage. It's ugly. The other thing I do with the bag is I personalize it. Get some tape, some duct tape, a different color. Orange is taken, but you can get it in a lot of different colors. Do something to mark your bag up. I had a black bag that died. I just took some orange spray paint and spray painted it. My wife thought it was ugly as hell, and she didn't want her bags anywhere near my bags. It made me stand on the other side of the baggage carousel to collect my baggage. But it worked. You could see your bags coming down, and you'd be amazed at how many bags look alike when you're standing in the carousel, especially at dive locations. So, bags. So, stop in and check out our bag selection as well. So, what do I pack for a blue water dive? Well, there's a lot of different things, and packing for a blue water dive, I should point out, is a lot different than I pack differently for a blue water dive than I pack for, let's say, an open ocean dive. Say if I'm going on a wreck dive in the Atlantic down at Nag's Head, or I'm going out to the Pacific to go to Galapagos or something. That's a different kind of packing than I pack for this, and might be the subject for another video. So what do I pack? Well, first thing is, we'll start from the top down, is I pack another bag, of course. This is another bag. The bag is the Aqualung 250, and this is a really neat bag. I like this bag a lot. One, because it's very robust. You see, it's a net bag. I load it up when I get to my destination. It carries all my dive gear to wherever location we're going to, whether it's the locker or to the boat. It carries everything. You see, it's a mesh bag, so it drains, it can dunk and rinse. It has a few other features on it. It has a dry pocket here on the side. And obviously, if it goes in the water, it's not a waterproof pocket to keep stuff out dry. It has another one on the inside, so you can store your keys, things like that there, glasses, whatever goes in there. And it's fairly hefty. It's got a couple different ways of carrying it. You can carry it with a handle like that, or it has shoulder straps you can strap over your shoulder. Another nice thing about this bag is, since it is collapsible, it doesn't take up much room or weight, you can use it as a bag for additional goodies. So you can pack gear in it, or whatever you want to pack into it on your way back. So if you're buying t-shirts and liquor or whatever it is you're buying when you're down there in the Caribbean, you can use this as a extra bag on your way back. Okay, and let's see. One other thing I like about this bag is, so you load it in from the top, but you know, it also acts like a duffel bag, because I don't know about you, but whatever I want always winds up down on the bottom. You know Murphy's Law, right? You know what Murphy's wife said about him? Murphy's wife said he was an optimist. So this is a great thing to have with you. Okay, next. Next is I bring a wetsuit with me. Now, typically when I'm going on a Caribbean dive, I don't wear a wetsuit. I wear a skin and I wear a pair of swim trunks, and that's it. So this is in case I do get cold. A lot of times you're diving, you do multiple dives. Sometimes you start getting chilly. This is just in case. If you get down there, I will tell you though, most places have the ability to rent you a shorty or something like that. I prefer a full suit. Next, you'll see I have in here are my boots. I wear boots because my fins are open heel, which probably most of you have. So you need to bring your boots with you. Don't forget them. And then I also have neoprene socks. Why socks, you ask? Well, because I have weird feet, I need to wear socks with my boots. Keeps me from getting weird blisters on my feet. So what next? Next I would have is my mask, and I have the mask. VX1 is an excellent mask. You need this mask. Someone sold their soul to the devil for this particular design, and also my defog. We sell this at the shop as well. 500 psi, best stuff on the planet. Forget spit, forget anything else. That's great stuff. And then I have a backup mask in case something happens to my primary. Okay. Then there is my regulator. The regulator goes in here and along in the regulator bag. In addition to the regulator, now my regulator, I have the. And this is my regulator, by the way. Okay, it's the Apex regulator, and it. You notice I don't have many hoses coming off of it. That's it too. And that's because I have an air source on my BCD that doubles as my octo. And this is the transmitter from my Perdix. But in case I have a problem with that, I carry a backup pressure gauge. So if something goes wrong, I can always switch off, take the transmitter off, and I have a backup pressure gauge here. But I have been known to rent a regulator while I'm down there and strip their pressure gauge off to use. So that's always a possibility. And the reason why you think about this stuff is if you're really pushing for weight limits, you start stripping stuff out to hit your weight limits on the way down. So we'll go with that. So that's my regulator. Now, what else is in here? Oh, of course, backup. This is my Save a Dive kit. I went over this the other day. Due to operator error, I was unable to save it. So you may see this again. Those of you who watched it may have to watch it again because a lot of people didn't get to see it. So that may be on the list again. Also, this is the surface marker buoy and also the finger spool. Now, this I clip off on my BCD. The BCD, this is used for emergencies, as you can well imagine it. But also, if you're on a drift dive, like we did a lot of those, that was the primary way we dove in Cozumel. You run out of, you get low on air, you get down to where you're ready to surface. You send this up to the top, you clip it off, you send it up to the top, and you come up, you do your safety stop, and the boat's waiting there for you. But if you're in the Caribbean and something happens, the same thing. This is, you send this up, the boat's looking for these, and this is how you take care of it. Now, if you're doing ocean dive, like for instance, when I went to Galapagos, or if I'm doing a wreck dive in the Atlantic, I'd use a totally different rig for this. I'd use this is a shorter surface marker buoy. I'd use a much taller one, and I'd use a wreck reel for that, so a little bit more robust for those types of situations. So it depends upon the type of diving you do, what type of safety equipment you take with you. Okay, and then there is my BCD that I take. Now this particular BCD is a travel BCD. Now, I like the travel BCD because it's lighter. There's not a whole lot to it, and this is a particularly nice one, made by Aqualung. The thing I like about it is it's like diving naked. There's virtually nothing there. We sell these, of course. We sell them in a couple different versions, the Rogue and the whatnot. It comes apart. It comes in pieces. So it's a sort of a modular BC, so you can get, depending upon your size, you can get a different size waist. For those of us who are, shall we say, healthier than other people, we can get a different size waist, shoulders, even a different size lift bag, so depending upon what you're doing. And this, by the way, is my air source, in addition to doing what it's supposed to do in terms of inflating and deflating my bladder. It also acts as my octo. Okay, so and the way that works, in case you are unfamiliar with it, if someone comes up to me, I donate my primary, and I use this. I breathe off of the air source. Okay, so that's how that works. And last but not least, I have in here, and if you bring this over here, you'll see these are packed on the side. These are packed on the side. This is my fins, and the fins are one trick I use on the fins is I always mark these, okay, and I put my name on these, and usually after a few dives you start to get a little bit. These are not even the magic marker wears off. So I write my name on them, and in this case, these are mine. So these are mine. I don't want anybody to get confused and think that they're theirs. So these say mine, not theirs. So just so there's no confusion on that, mine. Okay. So mine, not theirs, mine. Just so you know, okay? So we're clear on that. All right, so let me pack this back up again. And, it's one of the other things that you go through. You put all this stuff in, and you make sure everything's together. And the most important thing you're going to do with this, when you get it all back in, you pack all this stuff in, and anything else you want in. This is the minimum kit I would have for diving, okay? Now you might ask where's my computer? Well, most people, I would recommend, if you can, take your computer and take your regulator and carry them on with you, because if your luggage gets lost, you can always rent most of this other stuff when you get to your dive destination. However, your dive computer and your regulator, for most people, that's the most expensive part of their kit, and you don't want to lose that. Also, it's usually keyed up. Like I have my transponder unit on my first stage, so you don't want to lose that. So if you can, carry that with you on your carry-on, okay? I have an unusual situation. I have a big camera rig, which you may or may not be aware of, and that occupies all of my carry-on ability, both weight-wise and space-wise. And I even draft my wife to carry some of my stuff. So we get all my camera gear on, and everything else, I'm sorry, but it has to go down below. Now, what I do carry on, though I make a point of carrying on, is I do carry on my computer with me. I always make room for my shearwater computer, so that comes on the plane with me. Now, one of the things that's another item that I highly recommend that you get is something along these lines. This is what I have, but there's a lot of variation on these, but it's a scale. It's a travel scale. So to weigh this thing. Okay, so it's always important going down. It's good to have because you can know where you're at, what your weight limit is. You weigh this thing and you go, okay, so now this is 38 pounds. Okay, so that's where I'm at. Now, typically, when I go down and I'm traveling with this thing, I may throw extra clothes in there. I may throw my shoes, my shirts, swim trunks. My skins may go in here as well, and whatever else my wife wants to throw in here. So as long as we stay under 50 pounds, we're good to go. Now, and then when you come back, you got to be aware that as much as you try and dry your gear out, you're always coming back with some of that Caribbean water in your gear. So it's always going to run slightly heavier. It's always going to run heavier when you come back. So knowing that before you get to the airport is important. So I highly recommend you get one of these things as part of your kit.
Under 20 bucks.
Yeah, under 20 bucks. So now all that stuff I put in that is in here, believe it or not, I can get in here. Now this is a carry-on. So if you really want to make sure you don't, the airlines doesn't lose your gear, we get one of these. This is a dive bag that allows you to put all your carry-on gear, put all your dive gear in, and it goes in a carry-on above. Now, except for your full-size fins. Full-size fins you can just bungee onto the side, and that'll be fine. However, we do also offer smaller fins, shorter fins. We have available. Aqualung makes them. We have some at the shop, and if we don't have them in your size, we'll special order them. But keep in mind, they are not as powerful as the regular fins. So you're going to be kicking harder to keep up with everybody else with those fins. As much as they like to tell you they're full force fins, I own a pair. They're not. So keep that in mind. Okay, and it's a second pair of fins. So there's always that possibility. Now, what else? One other thing I would point out to you is a couple other things. It's nice to have a dry bag. Some dry bags. We sell them at the shop by Fourth Element. And another thing I like to bring with me on a trip that, in addition, everybody's electronics are going to be different that you bring. Chargers for phones, for camera equipment. If you're bringing your Echo device with you, so you can talk to you can talk to Alexa while you're down there. Whatever it is whatever electronics you want to bring with you, something like this helps keep everything charged, and so you're not fumbling around in back of everything's not a mess on one table or the other. It gives you a lot more ability to charge multiple items at one time. So something like this makes a lot of sense, and for me, is a worthwhile addition to the weight to carry around through the airports, because when you get where you're going, these things are nice. Any questions on anything? All right then. Well, I'm going to put on some sun lotion and go lie out in the back by my dock. And hold on, let me take this for a second. Now you may have seen me sit in these chairs. I don't know, some people are really busy with watching people's background stuff. Okay, but if you're into Star Trek, if you ever saw Star Trek, the original series, this is actually made by the same manufacturer who made those chairs. These are those chairs and those tables. Yes, this is Star Trek. Star Trek chairs and tables. Yeah. You didn't think I was a nerd? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, imagine that with the little thing on the top, the little bolster on the top. That's what was on the bridge of the Star Trek Enterprise. Yes. So yes. Oh, and lithium batteries. Yeah. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, lithium batteries. They have to whatever lithium batteries you have. They obviously have to be stripped out and taken with you on board with you when you get on the plane. They can't go down below. Okay, so let's see. Anything else? Well, yeah, yeah. Start dreaming of blue water. Get out your pictures. Look at your pictures. Review all your GoPro footage. There's a lot of stuff on our site from some of our adventures in Galapagos and other adventures that we've made. So you can go look at that and start getting your virtual diving in. Like we went to the Blue Hole. We went to a few places, so you can check those out on our website and start getting out your dive gear, pack it and repack it, touch it, feel it, and start thinking about diving because season's coming up and this thing isn't going to last forever, and we're going to get back in the water again. All right, so take care, be safe, wash your hands, and stay 6 feet away from everybody. Kathy's 12 feet away. I don't know what to think about that. Talk to you guys later, and I guess we'll see you on Monday. We're going to take the weekend off, and we'll see you on Monday.